So in a previous video, we talked about dry needling. Now we want to actually talk a lot more about acupuncture and how acupuncture can be very effective and helpful with your injury and also helping you with injury prevention.
It's about getting to the root problem.
Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Heather, your virtual sports chiropractor, and if you haven't heard just yet, I've created 27 tips and tricks for runners on injury prevention. Now, over the past 27 weeks now, we have really uncovered a lot of these tips, and we're winding down here and we're getting into acupuncture because a lot of us may be wondering, could acupuncture help us? Could an acupuncturist help us? Well, I've had a lot of experience with acupuncturists, especially because as a child, I watched my mom go to one for years, but I didn't realize that she was actually going for acupuncture to help with more anxiety disorders and some more gastrointestinal kind of issues. So this is what I want to kind of really state to you guys first as we uncover acupuncture and how that can help with some extremity injuries is there are a lot of different types of acupuncturists out there. So there's a couple things you do want to look for. So if you are an athlete or even a non-athlete, you do want to look for an acupuncturist that deals with sports-related injuries. Why? Well, because if you go to an acupuncturist that deals with depression, anxiety, maybe more women's issues, you're not going to have the best outcome as you would if you're going to somebody who really focuses more on runner's knee. Let's talk about plantar fasciitis. Maybe you're suffering with Achilles tendonitis. Maybe you are somebody who's suffering with just like neck pain, low back pain. So you do want to pay attention to kind of what does that acupuncturist really do well with, and see if they've even published some articles, written some topics, even done some talks on various different things, and kind of get some feedback there. And always, you could always see about probably looking up some testimonials and seeing if they do work with some athletes. Now, the reason why I say that is because if you do work with an acupuncturist who has dealt with various types of athletes, and it doesn't have to just be elite athletes, it could be just, your average, amateur athlete, they're going to have a greater experience at understanding some of those injuries like I talk about right here on the channel and some of the injuries I've dealt with in practice. So for example, acupuncture, when you go ahead and get an acupuncture session, they're going to put needles into the muscles, and the idea is to really get the muscles to loosen completely so you increase flexibility and mobility. So we're going to use the example of runner's knee, and if you haven't checked out my video right here on the channel regarding runner's knee and the things that you can do at home to really help you resolve that runner's knee issue, I would highly recommend that for you guys. So case in point, runner's knee, we're looking at the fact that the quadricep tendon, that's usually the rectus femoris muscle, has gone ahead and gotten really, really tight. So an acupuncturist is going to go ahead and they're going to focus more on putting needles into the quadricep muscle to allow for that muscle to fully relax, to allow for that patella, for that kneecap, to now move a little bit easier and free up motion there and decrease pain symptoms. So again, this is why I state it's very important that if you're going to use acupuncture to help you in overcoming an injury or from an injury prevention standpoint, that you really look to go to an acupuncturist that does work a little bit more with athletes. And they are out there. Just like myself, there are definitely some sports chiropractors out there as well who deal more specifically with extremity injuries versus spinal care. So again, like I said, acupuncture can be a huge benefit to you guys. I've found that some of my athletes, when integrating both what I do and also massage therapy and acupuncture, they notice great improvement. It really helps in terms of keeping that flexibility, mobility going, which is what we initially want as we go ahead and continue to strengthen the area to enhance our performance. But also too, they find it very soothing, very relaxing, as a way of really getting in touch with that healing process. But acupuncture again can help increase that rate of healing a lot faster because of the way the needles are being placed and how they respond to care. Now guys, if you haven't checked out the 27 tips and tricks for runners on injury prevention, I would highly recommend grab that guide I've left you down below. And if you haven't, check out the other videos right here on the channel, all pertaining to those tips and tricks. And if you have some specific questions, don't forget, leave those comments down below. All right, everyone, I'll catch you in the next video.